going. Hi, we're gonna do an abdominal exam today on my patient Danae. So first we're gonna
Sorry.
we're gonna start by inspecting the abdomen. We're inspecting the skin. We're checking for any lesions, masses, any discolorations. I'm checking to see if I see any pulsations or peristalsis, which is usually more visible in a very thin patient. I'm checking for contour, symmetry. The umbilicus is midline. That looks good. So everything looks good here. I'm gonna move on to auscultating, and I'm gonna start by auscultating all 4 quadrants, just checking for bowel sounds. Start here. And I heard bowel sounds in all 4 quadrants. If I didn't hear bowel sounds in a quadrant, I would place the stethoscope down for 2 minutes before declaring them absent. Next, I'm going to auscultate for bruits, and I'm going to do that in the abdominal aorta, renal, iliac, and femoral arteries. I'm going to move down to femoral.
You can.
It's okay. Next we're going to move on to percussion, and we're going to first start by percussing all 4 quadrants. It's okay. Okay, and percussion sounds good. We're listening for tympany and dullness. Dullness usually over the organs, and tympany over bowel or empty bowel. Next, I'm going to percuss to check for hepatomegaly. So we're going to percuss on the left side, and it should be a 6 to 12 centimeter range, starting from about the umbilicus or the umbilical plane, moving upwards, and then going downwards over here. And that all sounds good, so she doesn't have hepatomegaly. Now we're going to percuss the spleen on the right. I'm sorry, on the left. Percuss over here. And if you could take a deep breath in and then exhale. Okay, and that all sounds good. If I heard a change in the sounds, that would be an indication of splenomegaly, but I didn't hear any change in the sound, so that was okay. Next, I'm going to palpate, and for the palpation, I'm going to ask the patient to bend her legs at the knees, and I'm making sure she's properly draped the whole time. So we're going to start by lightly palpating all 4 quadrants, and you can let me know if you feel any pain. Okay, I'm going to palpate a little deeper. That feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Now I'm going to palpate using both the hook method and the anterior posterior. So I'm going to first start by using the anterior posterior, placing my right hand underneath, and my left, I'm pushing up with my right hand, pushing down with my left, seeing if I could feel that liver. I can feel it. Okay, but that feels fine. Next, I'm going to see if I could capture the kidney, so using the same kind of method, pushing up and down, seeing if I could capture the kidneys that way on the other side as well. I don't think so, but they're there. I could also use the hook method to see if I could palpate the liver. If I could ask you to inhale for me and just see if I could Okay, breathe out. Thank you. I'm also going to palpate the inguinal region for lymph nodes, femoral pulses, or hernias. So I would just, is it okay if I?
Go ahead.
Okay, just check over here for any lymph nodes, femoral pulse, hernias, both sides. Okay, that all feels fine. Next, I'm going to palpate the abdominal aorta, just a little bit to the left, making sure it's just less than 3 centimeters, not enlarged. And that feels okay. Next, we're going to move on to our special tests. So we can start by checking for ascites. Okay, yeah, so you're laying down flat. Okay, so we're going to start with the fluid wave test. If I could ask you to put your hand, and usually my patient is holding the camera, but we'd ask her to put her other hand below her first hand. There we go. And then I'm going to place my hand on one side and kind of push or tap on one side, and if I felt or saw a shift in fluid on the other side and felt that with my hand, that would be a positive indication for ascites. We could also do the shifting dullness test, where I would and then I'd ask the patient to roll over to the left lateral decubitus position. Thank you. And then just and that all sounds okay, so no ascites. Next, we have a few tests for appendicitis. So first, I'm going to start with Rovsing sign. I'm going to press down on the left lower quadrant. Release. Did you feel any pain? No pain on the right side? Okay, that's a negative Rovsing sign. If she were to feel pain on the right lower quadrant, that would be a positive Rovsing sign indicating appendicitis. Next, I'm going to just check over McBurney's point for rebound tenderness. Any pain? So if she told me she had pain on the release of the pressure, that would be another positive indication for appendicitis. Now we're going to do a few more tests for appendicitis. So I'm going to ask you to try to lift your leg. I'm going to put pressure on it. Okay, do you have any pain when you do that?
No.
Okay, that's the psoas sign, which was negative for. Next, I'm going to do the obturator sign. I'm going to bend the leg at the knee and then rotate the hip. Any pain? Oh, any pain?
No.
Okay, great. So that's also a negative sign. Next, we're going to just check the gallbladder using Murphy's test. I'm going to place my hands under the costal margin, ask the patient to inhale, and if I saw that she caught her breath on the inhalation, that would be a positive Murphy sign, but she did not. Last thing I'm going to do is check for costovertebral tenderness. So if I could ask the patient to please sit up. There. That's good. Thank you. I'm just going to place my hand, tap on both sides. Any pain, tenderness over there?
No.
Okay, that's a negative for costovertebral tenderness. And that concludes our abdominal exam. Thank you so much.